we're here. The most important thing is our client, and he's over there watching. We won't show him, but what we've got a cup of tea. So we'll put the cup of tea to one side. I'm gonna have that in a moment. So if you look over here, we have, this is the Ruby DX 250 400, and the reason for a longer saw for me, basically, if you've got those longer units, you can cut it very easily on this. It's a fantastic saw. There are, without doubt, good saws in the marketplace, okay? Let me just put this water off like that. There we are. As it's happening, we're filling the reservoir up here. There is a saw right there called a Ramonde. It's a good saw, but it's probably about, it's a lot of money in it, more than this. So you get what you pay for. This saw has been absolutely fantastic. I've had it nearly 2 years now, and it's cut everything. It's cut absolutely everything. You say you've got to use the correct blade for every different type of material, whether it's limestone, granite, concrete, porcelain, or even sandstone. But what I find occasionally, I just leave the blade in and it does the job. So that's entirely up to you how you go about it. But it's not recommended to use it that way, but that's how I do it. Come and have a look. We've got the reservoir here. Come and have a look in here now. You can actually see, if you go over the top, Eloy, you can just see the pump down here. This is the pump for the Ruby. Okay, look at this, only a small little pump. What I suggest now and again with these is to undo this part, and then you can start cleaning the pump out. This is the filter. So important you clean this out. And what we had this year, when we were in Ebervale on our last job, we had a little bit of ice in there and it wasn't working. So just always check, don't force the motor. So important. There we are, screws back on very easy. It sits down nice and easy in here. What you also got to remember is that you can see the water nice and clear now. The only thing I would say with these is sometimes the tray goes out of shape, so you've got to watch the tray because it could drop out. So I would say that was the only fault with this machine, but they've got a new machine coming out. Always make sure you change the water, keep the water clean. You know, it doesn't take 2 seconds to drop a hose pipe in there. And when you're emptying it, make sure that you actually put a wheelbarrow or a bucket underneath, so all that grey dirty water can go somewhere else, not all over the area that you're working in. If you look over here, this runs on a 110, but what we've got here, let me just show you some of the things we've got. We've got the mixer over here ready to go. We've got these trays, so if you've got a manhole in your garden, and we've said this so many times before, it may be not exactly rocket science to some people, but this is a Clark's. Yeah, this is a Clark's tray. You get the Savage trays as well. So this tray has a little rubber seal all the way around on the inside. You unscrew it here. Let me just show you that. You unscrew it here and here and here and here, and underneath it's got a rubber seal to ensure that no smells can actually permeate back through. It's absolutely, you may not think that's good, but in comparison to what they had years ago, this is rocket science. Let's put that over to one side. We've got the tray there. That's going to be, make sure that that's an access tray. We can take it out and we're going to pave through it. This is the area that we've got to work with. Come and have a look over here. So important that we get it right with these clients, with all clients and with all customers. You've got to make sure you get the job right. So we're going to have a split level system here. Okay, this is the existing area, and you can see this is where the questions I get asked now and again is, can you leave the existing base in, the concrete in? I'm going to ask the client now, don't film it. How long's that concrete been in now, Bert?
53 years.
53 years, and there's no compromise. And you did that yourself?
Yeah.
Says it all. He should have been in our game. Look at that. Absolutely, he's not going anywhere at all. We can work off that. The only thing that we're going to do with that is the concrete is against the house. So we're going to cut a void out, take that out to ensure that there's some separation, because concrete is always constantly moving. And because we're putting a new layer on top, we don't want that to affect the porcelain on top. You can use decoupling mats. There's one mat called Dietra mat, but generally that is used indoors, but they are starting to use it outdoors. So what we've got to do now this afternoon, we're a bit late now, start taking those bolts off, remove those bolts because they're a trip hazard. Okay, take those bolts off, cut the void along the house and down this way, and possibly against the neighbour's boundary wall on that side. And then what we hope to do, we're going to get some, we've got to cut the picture frame up first. So we've got a contrasting colour, we're going to cut some of the picture frame up, get that ready, okay? So it's so important not just to, and I have to remind myself sometimes, not just to rush with it, just take your time, slow down, think about what you've got to do. Yes, you want to get a mix on. Yes, you want to get some slabs down. Yes, you want to impress your client, your customer, okay? And even the neighbours, because they might have the job done. Less haste, more speed. See you in the next take.